Hello everyone, welcome to our new quick talk. Our artist guest will be connected in a few minutes. Hi Fabio,
Hello. Good
how are
evening.
you? Good
I'm good.
evening
I'm
for
good.
you
Yes.
and good morning for us.
Yes. It's 8 p.m. here. Yes.
Yes,
Um,
I know. So, well, thanks everyone for joining. We are so thankful for you having the time for us for this interview.
it's a pleasure.
And once you're ready, we can start.
Yeah, I'm super ready. Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
that's
go.
great. Let's
Wow.
do it. So, in the first place, we will love if you could do a little introduction of yourself and your art.
Yes. I'm Fabio Borges. I'm a Brazilian-born artist, and I've been living in Australia for 8 years now. So I'm a resident here. And I work mostly 90% with collage, and I've been doing like this for more almost 6 years now. And everything that I do now, it's like, let's say 99% is spiritual. So I combine sexuality, spirituality, religion into my art. So this is what I do.
Okay, that's great. We are going to go forward for this line in the interview. We have such interesting questions for you.
Cool,
So,
cool. Awesome.
first of all, thank you for the introduction. And now we wanted to ask you how is the collaboration with Monat Gallery going for you, and if
Mhm.
you're happy to be part of this collective exhibition.
Yeah. It's been very interesting because first of all, congratulations for the way you were involving us along the way because like I couldn't go in person to watch the first one in Barcelona because I was there, I was like visiting in November last year, so it was a very
Yes.
small like short period for me to travel again overseas, but you guys did such a good job like involving us, sending videos all the time and tagging and sending posts. So thank you very much for doing that. I felt present.
Okay.
um, it was really good. It's been very interesting to engage, especially with other artists as well that are participating, and some people that are following me as well. I didn't get message from users or from visitors, but more from artists. It's very interesting, this kind of international experience, because it brings you a different perspective. Like you see people that are in a different background, in a different scenario and like way of living. So it's really good. This is my first time with Monat and my fourth time doing international shows. I've done one in Brazil, Miami, LA, and London as well. But this one is the funniest so far. It's good.
Okay, so we are super happy that you are dissatisfied with our services. Um, that's our goal, to make connections between artists from different places, different backgrounds, and creating a network that it's together for and with the objective of art.
Yeah, the gallery is beautiful. I was there in November. It's a really nice space. Like it's really cool space, like 2 floors, really nice.
Yes, thank you, Fabio. Thank you so much. So, getting a little bit more deeper towards your art, we are
Yes.
so curious. Why did you choose collage among the different disciplines? And also, did you start directly creating collage, or did you try before experimenting with other techniques?
Yeah, now like crazy because before I thought that I was doing collage because it was like I didn't know how to paint, didn't know how to draw. So that was the
Okay.
excuse. But when I went back to Brazil, I was talking to my family because I was working with marketing like years before. So my family was like, wow, huge change in career. Like you're now working as an artist and doing collage. And then my brother came to me saying, you always did collage, Fabio. I was like, what do you mean? I don't remember. He said, all the notebooks, all the covers from like agendas and everything from school, collage. So I think I've been doing since I was a boy, but I forgot about it. So I started doing as a hobby, and then I think what I like the most about collage is because it's like it's sustainable. It's
Sure.
boundless because you can do whatever you want. It's fast because you can make something and create something in one day, in 4 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. You can make something beautiful. And also, I think because you can choose different elements that they have different purpose, and you can recast that. So you can create a new meaning for those elements. So, and for me, it's the most interesting part of collage, like recreating the meaning for those pieces. And I don't know if I'll keep doing just collage, but for now, what I'm doing now, it's more collage, and I'm incorporating some elements of, like I'm using acrylic as well, I'm using golden leaves and other materials. So I'm starting to incorporate. So I'm very curious about portraits now. So I might be
Okay.
incorporating different techniques in the future. Yeah.
Well, that's so nice to hear that in a certain way, collage has always been in your life, and
Mm,
it has evolved with you till it find its way to you back again.
mm,
And now to see the final results, such as the piece I have behind me,
mm-hmm,
it's amazing to hear the story
mm-hmm.
behind the
Yes,
creation.
yes. And because I think because I was also working with marketing, like I was a creative director for agencies and companies in the past. So I think I also love digital collage. So
Okay.
some things I prefer doing digital because you can incorporate sparking things and flashes and
Yeah.
we can play. You can play with lights and different angles. So and you can manipulate as well elements to be bigger and smaller. So I'm also very fascinated about digital collage. I know that there's a lot of AI stuff coming now, but I love the combination of both,
Yes.
doing some things digital and printing them. And because collage started for me, because I'm a Buddhist, like by my
Okay.
religion, I'm a Buddhist. So collage started for me also as a contemplative practice.
Okay.
So I started as a way to meditate outside of the cushion, basically. So for me, do like the analogic, that
Yeah.
part of cutting it and like spending hours in front of the paper, for me, it's meditation. It's fundamental for my process of like of spiritual process as well.
Well, that's so interesting. And for sure, I wanna say again something you said because I think it's really great and such an interesting information that collages gives you, in fact, a lot of creative freedom,
Mm,
where you can use different techniques, different images. It's such a nice technique that is not as known as others,
mm.
but we love to have these pieces of yours in here.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
thank you for your answer, Fabio. You were speaking about some part of your healing and spiritual process, and our next question goes in that line. So,
Yes.
we wanted to ask you if you could elaborate a little bit on how your artistic journey is related to your spiritual and healing path,
Mm.
and which practices have helped you before in your creative process and your art.
Yeah, yeah. My artistic journey, it's completely connected to my spiritual journey. So what happened is, I was raised as a Catholic, like as a Christian,
Okay.
and then when I was adult, I was navigating to different religions like Buddhism, Spiritism, Shamanism, Candomblé,
Mm-hmm.
Umbanda, Kabbalah. So I was very curious about spirituality and religion, and then some like life happens, like you lose things, you lose people in your life, things happen in your life that are not like very good to you.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was an invitation for me to dive deep. So what I
Okay.
did for the past 3 years, I've done what I'm calling about healing. So these pieces that are there, they are part of this exhibition that I did last year called Cura, which is same meaning in Portuguese and Spanish.
Yeah.
So it was me documenting everything that was happening to me during these 3 years of healing. So basically, what I did, like in summary, I did hypnosis, I did ayahuasca, I did psilocybin mushrooms, but all facilitated by shamans and by professionals.
Okay.
And I also did breath work. So everything that I've done was to understand better my karma and my story, my confusions, and my traumas, and to release them. So because I'm very visual, I was seeing a lot of stuff. And then everything that I was seeing, I decided to create a piece to represent that. So that's why I made this series. Like it was 23 pieces with things that I saw during those journeys. So, and then as soon as I was like getting more involved into this practice, my artistic pathway was evolving as well. It was getting more sophisticated. And we're going forward to looking for more like better materials and more things to represent those things that I was seeing. So it's all connected. And yeah, so basically it was that was happening. I don't know if I answered
Yeah.
the question properly, but uh,
Sure, sure, sir. You did answer the question, and it's such an inspiring story. How you can relate your personal life through spiritualism and get to a point where you can reflect it on your art
mm,
and share it with the world.
mm.
It's so inspiring.
Yeah, it felt like it was almost me understanding that even the bad part of my life, they were
Yes.
part of my dharma, my purpose. And then I was like, it was almost this sense of serving. Oh, how can I serve? How can I give back to the world? Like all the lessons that I got, how can I share with other people, and how can I help other people to just be curious and also investigate those their pathways. And also because of that, I decided to run workshops. So now I'm running workshops. I'm studying art therapy. I'm running like sessions with people. So I'm kind of like speaking more about this and using this as a vehicle to help other people as well, if I can.
Well, that's beautiful. And again, it's inspiring what you're doing, Fabio. Um, so, for our next question, we are talking again about spiritualism because we know how important it is for you and for your art. Uh,
Hmm.
and you mentioned it before, but that your religion is Buddhism, and we wanted to know how your artworks are related to this specific religion of yours, Buddhism.
Yeah. These ones that you have there in the gallery, or all of them in general?
In general, if this
In
one
general.
in specific is related in a certain way, it will be so
This one is my
interesting.
ayahuasca. Yeah, this one
Okay,
is my ayahuasca ceremony. Yeah, yeah. I think they all relate to my Buddhist path, um, because they all have, first of all, because it's meditation for me. So the whole process for me, it's kind of like I need to, because it's all connected to my spirituality. So even before starting, I need to do some breath work. I
okay,
need to do things. So I need to meditate before starting doing. I need to be in a state that I feel completely present. So, so that's I think how Buddhism, Dharma art, let's say what they teach me there, influences the way I create. So I need to be 100% present. So no phones, no external things, just me, 100% there, feet on the floor, very calm music, and being present. So
okay,
Buddhism impacts a lot about on that. Another thing is contemplation. So we learn a lot in Buddhism how to contemplate things, and they have a beautiful technique that they call touch and go. So it's
okay,
just going there, touching what it is. And, oh, I'm jealous. Oh, I'm angry. Oh, I'm sad. So it's just go, but you don't stay there. Just touch and go.
okay,
So for me, it's almost like it's applying this. So when I'm contemplating, okay, now I'm talking about my relationship with my mom, for instance. Oh, let me just revisit that, but I'm not staying there. I'm just visiting. Oh, okay, that's how I feel about it. So I think that's how Buddhism was impacting everything that I do, because I contemplate a lot before creating things. And another thing that marketing also impacts a lot, because in marketing you work a lot with archetypes and symbols.
yes,
So I usually like every single thing that you see in my pieces, they have like a meaning. So I like to give meaning to them, even if it's just for myself. Only I know what it is, but they have meaning. So if you see a flower in a corner, it can be a person, it can be a thing, it can be a feeling, but that flower is not there like by accident.
it,
It's there for,
okay,
yeah, it's there by a reason. Yeah, and I think that's my rational brain trying to give purpose to things. So I was like, okay, if I'm using this, if I'm going with the flow, and I'm putting a flower, why am I putting this flower here? So I
yes.
contemplate around it, and then I find a meaning for it. So I think that's how impact everything that I do.
Well, that's super interesting. It's kind of related also with iconography, that
Mm,
when you
mm,
study art, you have to study like classic iconography, archetypes. That's
yes,
great. It's really interesting
yes.
to know that, because obviously there are artists that create flowing, things
Hmm.
came out by accident, but now we know that your pieces are not any accident,
Yeah.
any chance. It's like you have
Yes.
everything planned, it has its own meaning. That's
Yeah.
amazing to know.
Actually, like the excuse that I give now, it's not that it's just going with the flow. I'm trusting my spirituality because some pieces I had a plan for them. I was like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm putting this element here and I'm doing that to represent this. And then when I was creating, because collage is so flexible, and it was almost like I was hearing this voice saying, no, this is here, this is here, this is here, and then I was changing things. So now the excuse that I give, it's like, yeah, I'm trusting my intuition and I'm going with my spiritual guides, and I'm letting go. So I think it like flowing happens as well. It's part of the
Yes.
process, and it's super important because you need to trust that intuition and let go. So I think it's a combination of that. I think it's my rational side has an intention, and then I contemplate about it, and then when I'm there doing it, I need to trust and let go. And then I was okay, because there was some pieces that were completely different, and then I was like, okay, this is done. This I'm doing this way now. So yeah, it's
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 a
it's very organic as well.
combination.
It's a
Okay,
combination, yeah.
that's
Mm.
great. Thank you for your answer, Fabio. Also, we know that you are right now doing a new series called Protector,
Yes.
in which you integrate also art and healing. And we will love it if you could tell us a little bit further about this
I,
theme.
I would love to bring protectors to Spain. I'll do my best.
Okay,
So what happened
we will
is
love it too.
yeah. So what happened is I'm like because I'm connected to so many religions, and if you see in every single religion's icons are part of it, right? So we have gods, we have entities, we have orishas, we have
Yeah.
spiritual mentors. So I was like, okay, I want to use to create my version of those protectors using digital and analog collage as well to honor like the entities that are following us from the birth to death. So so what I'm doing is I'm breaking protectors in parts. So part one, I'm choosing by religion. So now I'm doing
Okay.
part one with Umbanda. So I had 7 already done with like the Orixás. So Oxum,
Yeah.
Iemanjá, I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah. Sure.
Iemanjá, Oxum, Oxóssi, Exu, Pombagira. So I'm creating those because I'm studying that every week with a group. And because I like to study a lot, so I'm studying and I'm discussing with them. So I'm coming back and contemplate, oh, maybe I can do this person doing like that. So yeah, I'm creating icons basically. My first series, my official in a gallery, it was in an exhibition called Familia. And that exhibition was all about Christian icons. So I did Jesus
Okay.
Christ, the Virgin Mary. So I think it was just an evolution for me. I was like, okay, let me evolve those to protectors so I can embrace other mentors as well, other guides. So that's the idea, to have like series of my interpretation of those protectors. So I want to do a Hindu version. I want to do like the Umbanda and Candomblé, and let's go like all the gods in the world if I can. But yeah, but for
Wow,
now
that
it's yeah,
sounds
but
so great, Fabio. We are really
yeah, I
looking
have
forward to
7 already
see.
made. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
send it to you. I'll forward to you guys when it's done.
Sure, we want to see it. And we wish you the best of lucks with the final result of the series. And for sure, we
Mm,
want to see it. And if we have the opportunity to share it with the world one more time,
mm,
it will be
mm.
great for us too.
Amazing. Yeah, it will be a pleasure.
Yes, our pleasure too. And well, Fabio, we are getting to the final of the interview, and there is
Yep,
this final question that we love to ask our artists in order to know you a little bit more.
yep.
That I think that maybe you have already answered it in the interview, but I wanna do it again for the people that just
Sure.
connected.
Sure.
And if you have any special habit while you're immersed of your creative process?
Yes, I have two things that I do every single time. So I always start grounding myself. So as I
Okay.
said, I need to close the space. I need to sage. I need to put like incense and a very calm
Mm-hmm.
music. I need to meditate for minimum 20 minutes or half an hour. Or sometimes I do a breath work session, like a longer one, to get more in contact with my spirituality. Um, and one thing, like if you see those spiritual journeys, like ayahuasca, mushroom, every single, even in going to a church, music, it's a very important part of the journey, right? So I need to choose, yeah, I need to choose the soundtrack for that creation. So I also curate the soundtrack. So sometimes it's a very shamanic
Okay.
background. Sometimes it's like a water flowing. Sometimes it's singing bowls. Sometimes
Okay.
it's just a classical piano. So I choose a song like that as well. For those pieces that you have in the gallery, like at the Pomcura, I
Mm-hmm.
was listening to shamanic music. So I was listening to those shamanic drums while I was composing all the pieces.
Well, that's so good to know. And now I think we have one question from the public
Oh,
that I
nice.
will read. It says, "It looks great. Do you usually choose black backgrounds?"
It was kind of becoming my signature actually. Like I started because I love what I love about the dark, the black background is the mysterious
Yes.
vibe that it gives it to you, and it's also expanding. Like I like to sometimes choose the black and sometimes like a universe with stars and galaxy.
Yes.
So it gives me this sense of afterlife, of what it's like. It's floating. I usually say in my workshops, everybody has a different process. I think my brain choose something in the center. So like
Mm-hmm.
one big main element in the center, and then I compose around it.
Okay.
So that's how my brain works. So I think because I was kind of like using the black background uh, in those series, it was almost like creating my artistic signature. So now I like to do like I start with the black background and then I compose around it. So yeah, it's becoming my signature, I guess,
Yes, for
for
sure.
now.
It's really amazing to know that, and it actually achieves your goal because you have one main idea
Mm,
that cuts the eye directly. I mean, in here
mm.
you look at the Virgin with the little lion,
You
and
know
there are
what
more
the
elements, but
Virgin is? Yeah,
eh,
the Virgin is my mom, and the lion it's me.
for real,
Yeah, it represents my mom, and the little baby, the lion it's
yes.
me. Every because my lion is my Buddhist name is Choiki Senchi, which means the lion of the Dharma. So every time that you see a lion, it's me. So the baby lion, it's
Oh,
me. It's my birth. So this piece represents my birth.
wow. Wow, that's so sweet. If we already like it before, now knowing that it gets a different meaning, it's so sweet and really beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Yes, it is. Well, Fabio, we have finished the interview. We
Hmm.
are so happy and so thankful for your honest answer and for your time, and also for
Mm.
trusting us. I want to say thank you on behalf of the whole team, Florencia, your creator, and the whole Monat team. We are so happy that you are happy with us.
Thank you very much, and send my love to Florence as well. Like she's been super
Okay,
kind to me.
I
Thank you very
I will
much.
do.
Yeah, and as soon as I finish the protectors, I'll send to you guys. So let's. Yeah, I want your opinion as
That's
well about it. Let's see.
perfect. That's perfect. We are looking forward to see it for sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good night. Bye.
Fabio.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good day. Bye bye.